Hello, this is Mrs. Ross, and this is our junior high parent orientation for 2020 to 2021. Normally we would have this at the school. We'd be able to talk in person, and parents would walk their student schedule just to kind of see what their student goes through in a day. In our current times, we are doing this virtually, so as I go through this, if you need to pause it and write down questions, or if you need to email me and write questions, feel free to do so. Let's see if it'll let me go to the next one. There we go. So these are the teachers in junior high, and they are amazing. Excuse me, Melissa, Mrs. OKK, teaches ELA, and here is her email. Mrs. Franks, Mr. Love, Mrs. Haggard is new to our group, and she fits right in. So, and then there's myself at the bottom there. So if you need to pause this and get down an email because you have questions about a certain subject, feel free to do so. Okay, so our junior high philosophy is that it's not elementary anymore. We're not in Kansas anymore. And that tends to be quite a shift for our sixth graders. It's kind of funny. They come in kind of with some fear of the change, and it's going to be hard, and all of the different changes that they have coming. But within about the first couple of weeks, I normally see their shoulders relax and their faces light up, and they love it. Is my normal reaction is they love the freedom that they have, although they have increased responsibility as well. So it's not easy. We don't expect our sixth graders to learn their locker combinations within the first month. Some of them won't learn them within the first semester, and some of my eighth graders don't know their locker combinations. So there's no judgment whatsoever in the hallways. And the teachers are always in the hallways to help do lockers. I have honed my locker skills. So we are a community of faith and learning. In my mind, I'm trying to make literally just the best place that kids can come and learn and feel safe and kind of explore. Junior high is that middle age where we have students who have gone through puberty already or at least on the road, and we have students that won't start until they hit high school. So it's a very strange age where students don't know where their arms and legs are. Friendships change because they have more opportunities outside of their class. So we help students kind of navigate those waters, and we're preparing for high school and beyond. That's really where our mindset is. Some of the junior high policies, so I'm going to kind of go through these a little quickly because they are boring. And I've attached a copy of them, and you're welcome to read them if you want to, but I'm not going to read them off to you because you are all intelligent people. So there is a copy attached to this email, and here are some highlights. As far as technology goes, if your student has a cell phone, we're going to ask them to put that cell phone in their locker for the most part of the day. The only time that cell phones come out is during lunch. We have a 30-minute lunch, and students are allowed to use their cell phones at lunch. The smartwatches, so the Apple Watches, smartwatches were something that kind of came on the scene a few years ago, and we started to see that some students use them for their intended purpose, for time telling or what have you, and then we're learning boundaries, so some students can't really handle the distractions. So it's really teacher discretion whether they allow a student to hold on to their smartwatch. If it's not causing a distraction, we don't have a problem with it. But if a student isn't able to kind of rip themselves from the smartwatch and engage in the class, then we're going to ask them to put it in their locker. So as far as social media on campus, students and teachers are not allowed to take videos or photos of individuals. It's strictly prohibited. So the school has its own media group, marketing group. So they can take pictures of the students doing whatever they're doing, but students don't take pictures of other students. Teachers, when we take pictures of our classroom, we forward it to the marketing group to make sure that it's on brand. So, and then of course we are one-to-one laptops from 6th through 8th grade and beyond. And laptops are an amazing tool in education. However, they can also be mishandled. So we do have specific rules of laptops should be either on the carts or they should be in a desk. They're never on the floor. They're never in your locker. We have a 4-foot rule that goes along with food or drinks, no food or drinks within 4 foot. There will be no games. There is no streaming music. There is no streaming Netflix. There is no downloading music. There is no downloading a beautiful background, because these computers are academic tools. These are not your student's personal computer that they would play Fortnite on. These are academic tools, so we'll teach them how to use those. Grading policies, we do have a late work policy, kind of overall. Late work can be turned in a week from the due date, and after the due date, it's a 0. You're going to want to go to your specific teacher's syllabus to find out if there's any penalties for late work. In junior high, we don't do a whole lot of retest and corrections. We definitely don't do them on daily grades, and it really depends on your teacher if they allow it for, if they allow corrections for tests, maybe for a daily grade. But we don't retest. We've found in the past that students who know that there's a retest coming don't take the initial test seriously, and then they fail the retest worse than they did the original test. So it's really just kind of a waste of time on all parties. Grading scale, you're going to need to look at your teacher's specific syllabus. And then academic honesty. This is clearly stated in the parent-student handbook on page 38 and 39. A student that's caught cheating on an assignment, test, quiz, project, what have you, will receive a 0 for that project. So if you have any questions, please let me know. More excuse me, policies. Student movement. So if a student is tardy, they're going to need to get a tardy slip from the front office. That's just to make sure that we know that the student's good to come to class. And any instruction that they miss out due to their tardiness, they're going to have to make up at some point. So if they miss like a bell ringer or an opening activity that's for a grade, they're going to need to work that out with their teacher. Or they just miss it, and that's kind of a consequence of being tardy. Leaving the classroom. So if a student needs to go to the bathroom, or a student needs to go to their locker, or what have you, that's no problem. We normally let about 1 student per classroom go to do one of those things. At junior high level, they know when they need to go to the bathroom. They know when they need something from their locker, so there's not a whole lot of problem with that. Arrival and dismissal. So from 7:30 to 8 o'clock, your student will come in the front door and go to the cafeteria. I made a video showing this. It is not Academy Award winning. And then dismissal is at 2:45. Your student will be out by the gym entrance, or gym exit, I guess. So if you're familiar with the gym, it has 2 doors that go out to our new beautiful playground. One door is the door you come in if you're coming to like a basketball game or something like that. And the other door is the exit. And so your students will be by that exit. And if you have any questions, let me know. Class-specific issues. We have lunch from 11:30 to 12, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and from 11:55 to 12:25 on Wednesday. Students are allowed to go outside. They're allowed to play basketball at the basketball hoop outside. If you haven't seen our new courtyard, well, shoot, I was about to say come and see it, but I guess you can. I guess I should make a video of it. It's gorgeous. We have lots and lots of room. There's a fountain. There are benches. It's amazing. So they can sit outside and eat, or we will socially distance in the cafeteria. Keep in mind that the cafeteria is not doing hot food this year. We do not allow food and drink in the classroom unless the teacher has some sort of activity that requires it. I highly, highly, highly suggest you send your student with a water bottle every day. They will be able to refill their water bottle all day long. Big fan of hydration. It helps the brain work. So, and we have a couple of breaks on Wednesday that they can eat snacks. So if you want to send them with extra snacks in their lunch or an extra sandwich or what have you, junior high students eat all the time, or they would if you'd allow them. So highly suggest you send them with food on Wednesday. They will love you for it forever. And then as far as student policies, everyone has a locker, and that lock has a combination. If any student has a problem with their combination, they go see Mr. Calloway to get a new lock or a new combination. We don't allow backpacks in the classroom just for safety, for student safety. They can put a backpack in their locker at the beginning of the day and then take it out at the end of the day to take home what they need to. But they don't need to bring a backpack to every single class in our small little hallway. And then dress code. I sent a copy of the dress code for this year. Really, the big change is that we will be wearing masks or face shields pretty much at all times. We will be taking mask breaks when we can, but those are not a hard and fast scheduled at a specific time. Those are when we can socially distance. So if you have any more questions about that, please let me know. Communication is key. I I love to hear from parents on my email, honestly. I would much rather, if you have a question or a concern, or you're just in general confused, especially at this time, please just shoot me an email and say, hey, I thought this was going to be different, or I heard this, because I don't know how many times I've heard it through the grapevine that parents are talking about something, and then I kind of find out like 3 weeks later that something happened. So if something happens with your child, or there's an issue, please just shoot me an email. You can email me at any time, day or night. I've been instructed to only email back during school hours. We'll see how that works this year. But also, I wanted to let you know about Schoology. You'll be seeing more of this, and you'll be setting up a parent account on Schoology. We're not going to send that out until the 14th. So Schoology is going to be where you're going to see your kids' homework, and you're going to see your kids' grades. So you really don't need to go to RenWeb for anything, except, I guess, for financial bills. I'm not exactly sure. Schoology is on the academic side, so that's what we're going to be using. Restorative discipline. This is something that I love, and it took us a few years to figure it out, but I think we do it very well in our hallway. So restorative discipline is the opposite of punitive discipline. And it's really kind of funny. Sometimes when kids come from elementary, they're not used to this type of discipline at all. Because normally it's, if you forget your book, we're going to sign your folder. If you don't do this thing right, we're going to sign your folder. We don't do any of that sign your folder stuff. Okay. Because we are a community, and we want everybody to succeed, right? So our discipline is student specific. It teaches consequence to actions and how to make amends, and it holds students accountable. So if you need more information on that, let me know. Chapel and biblical integration. So we have chapel the first Wednesday of the month. We have chapel with senior high. Our first combined chapel is September 2nd. And biblical integration is every class, every day. These are your choices. So I'm afraid that we have so many choices that some of you guys are getting kind of choice fatigued. And please shoot me an email if you're like, I really don't get this. I'd love to help you out. Or we can even set up a Teams meeting if you want to. We can do it face to face. If your student is not in athletics, they're going to attend health, fitness, and nutrition on Monday and Friday from 1:45 to 2:45. Except for Clay Target is on Monday if you choose that. Everybody goes to chapel, and students don't need to wear chapel dress until September 2nd, and then it's the first Wednesday every time after that. These are your other choices on Tuesdays and Thursdays. You can choose an academy. You can choose stop motion animation. That's what's being offered this quarter. Or off-season athletics. So if you have a basketball player, I would choose the off-season athletics, frankly, because unless they want to do stop motion animation, which is great because we're trying to teach the whole student, right? Electives. So there's going to be an elective preview on Wednesday. The sign-up goes live at 5:30. First come, first serve. Some electives have fees. Like model rocketry has a fee of, I think, about $32, but you get 3 rockets out of it. And then my flexible spaces. So we have lots of room in the junior high hall to socially distance to space ourselves out. Our learning cannot be contained. So there's the junior high media room, which is kind of like our own little junior high library. It's amazing. It's right next to Mrs. OKK. Our multi-purpose room is huge. We've got a huge whiteboard in there and lots of space to do discussion. And then we have little breakout places. We're kind of trying to model what the high school is doing. We use our hallways. We use every inch of the place. And then our science lab. So if you have any questions about this orientation, please let me know. I know that it kind of went by pretty quick, but it is my joy to teach your students. So have a great day.